हरि ओम। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं। वाल्मीकिर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानाथं को न याति पराङ्गतिम्। नमामि तं वरदाग्रजं तं पदाम्बुजं यस्य पवित्रकीर्तेः मनांसि वा शीलयति श्रुतीनां वचांसि वा मत्कुलसम्भवानां। नमः सभायै। अद्य रामायण कथा प्रसंगे पूर्वकथा संग्रहश्च। विश्वामित्र मुनि along with Rama and Lakshmana have entered विशाल देश और उस देश का राजा सुमति ने ये तीनों को स्वागत किया। स्वागत करके एक और दिन एक और रात उस विशाली नगर में ये तीनों रुक दिए। फिर दिन के पूर्व भाग में वो मिथिला देश के ओर प्रस्थान करते हैं। यही का संभव आज हम देखेंगे। दिस इज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ रामायण में यही पहली बार सेज वाल्मीकि tries to portray Rama as a मनुष्य। आत्मानं मानुषं मन्ये, ये राम का स्वयं वाणी है। परंतु वाल्मीकि is not able to portray Rama as an ordinary मनुष्य, but his vaibhava comes to be somewhat विशेष than an ordinary human being. So अहल्या शाप वृत्तांत ही पहली बार रामायण में वाल्मीकि ने राम को अतिमानुष जैसा पोर्ट्रे करता है, क्योंकि अहल्या एक पतिव्रता है। अहल्या द्रौपदी सीता तारा मंदोदरिस्तथा पंचकन्या स्मरेन् नित्यं महापातकनाशनम। ये नियम है, सबको यही नियम है। प्रातः काल में if we get up in the morning, the first thing after we pray our solution to Ma Dharti, we are asked to, this is not in Shrauta Karma, this is not in Smriti, but this is Sishtachar. Sishtachar में आता है कि अहल्या द्रौपदी सीता तारा मंदोदरिस्तथा पंचकन्या स्मरेन् नित्यं महापातकनाशनम। ये पंच स्त्री में एक विडंबना है, एक लिटिल कंट्रोवर्सी। ये सभी के जीवन में कुछ हो गया, परंतु हम तो इस पंच कन्याओं को, इस पंच स्त्री को महापतिव्रता कहते हैं, क्योंकि इसने लाइफ को ऐसा जिया। दे लिव्ड द लाइफ इन सच अ वे that we have to imitate them in life, so they are known as panchakanya smaren nityam महापातक नाशनम। सो अहल्या वृत्तांत लाइफ का बहुत बढ़िया स्टोरी हमको देती है। टू एरर इज ह्यूमन, टू रिकवर इज एंजेलिकल, एंड टू परसिवियर कीप डूइंग द सेम बैड थिंग इज डायबॉलिकल। ये तो थॉमस जोन जैसा एक कविता 19वीं शताब्दी में उन्होंने बताया। यही तो अहल्या का वृत्तांत का भावार्थ। टू एरर इज ह्यूमन, सभी तो मानव तो कुछ समय में एरर करता है, बट टू रिकवर इट इज एंजेलिकल। दैट इज व्हाट अहल्या ने किया। एंड इफ यू कीप डूइंग लाइक व्हाट इंद्रा डिड, इफ यू कीप डूइंग लाइक व्हाट रावणा डिड, इट इज लाइक डेमनिश, डायबॉलिकल। सेम थिंग later part, Alexander Pope, this everybody knows, this young man will know. To err is human, to forgive is divine. So सभी सनातन धर्म का प्रथम ग्रंथ, प्रथम काव्य रामायण से ही आता है। So we will see what happens. So Ahalya का वृत्तांत। So Imau kumarau badram te devatulya parakramau. Sumati gives this Mangala Vachaka. Then Sumati prays to the Lord to bless these people with Sada Mangalam, Mangalam Bhavatu. Then they start going towards Ganges. Along the way, they enter into a Vatika. They enter into a Upavana, outskirts of Mithila. So today's story is about Divya Prabhavam. This is the first time Lord shows that in Vibhava, his Katha will be Vaibhavam. Deva Devam Bhaje Divya Prabhavam. Deva Devam Bhaje Divya Prabhavam. Ramam Deva Devam Bhaje. Annamacharya sings in Indol mein Deva Devam Bhaje. So this, Sarva, every sant, Bharat Bhumi mein, every sant thinks the same. They think alike, they write alike, they sing alike. Just 200 years back, I should not tell to this group, there lived a Mahakavi in Vadodara में, उसका नाम है गिरिधरदास. यही तो गुजराती में रामायण किया. वो तो भक्ति भाव के आधार से वो ग्रंथ रचन किया. He says, this is Annamacharya who lived in Telugu land. He says the reason why Ahalya will get Shapa Vimochana is because there will be a Manushya. He will come in Ravikula. The same word Ravikula, if time permits, we'll take this Gujarati Grantha as well. Giridhardas ने रचित किया Ahalya Shapa Vimochan होगा क्योंकि there will be a Manush. He will be arriving in Ravikula. Ravikula में तिलक जैसा आएगा. वो गिरिधरदास का वाणी. यही वाणी इस कीर्तन में अन्नमाचार्य गाता है. देव देवम भजे दिव्य प्रभावम. क्योंकि रावणासुर वैरी रणपुंगवम देव देवम भजे. राजारिको दंड राजदीक्षा गुरुम आजानुबाहु नीलाभ्रकायम. He is like Neelabhrakayam. He is a blue sky. This is very important. What Giridhardas, our Annamacharya, sings in unison. Rajavarashekaram Ravikula Sudhakaram. The same phrase. Rajavarakesharam Ravikula Sudhakaram Rajivalochanam Ramachandram Bhaje Ramam Deva Devam Bhaje. Hindol में ये रामचंद्र इसी भक्ति. सो अन्नमाचार्य भक्ति, त्यागराजा भक्ति, गिरिधरदास भक्ति, गुजरात प्रांतीय तो भक्ति के मूल पे है. सो उत्पन्ना द्राविडेषु हम गुर्जरे जीर्णमांगतः भागवत का श्लोक है. सो द भक्ति भाव originated in Tamil land, that too in my village. ताम्रवर्णी नदी यत्र कृतमाला पयस्वनी. सुखदेव का वाक्य, नारद का वाक्य. ताम्रवर्णी नदी यत्र कृतमाला पयस्वनी. ताम्रवर्णी तट पे, कृतमाला मीन्स वाईगई, मदुरई में, मदुरई सिटी में, ताम्रवर्णी आழ்वार तिरुनगरी में. सो भक्ति का प्रभाव उधर से उत्पन्न हुआ. Slowly then it went into Karnataka where it flourished. Then when it went to Gurjaradesh, in Gurjaradesh mein, when Bhakti went, she settled there. She thought that this is the best place to settle. So even today in Gujarat, Bhakti Prabhav itna gambhir hai. Ramachandram. So this Bhakti Bhav, Grantha ko, you can take this Ramayana, you can take this Bhagavata, you can take this Mahabharata, and then you can skin that in multiple fashions. One thing is to understand Vyanjanartha, Gudhartha, Bhavartha. There was a great Mahapurush, हमारे काल में था. उसका नाम भी रामचंद्र डोंगरे जी महाराज. वो स्मरण, उसका नाम स्मरण ही सर्व पावन है. सो डोंगरे जी कहते हैं भक्ति से देखो, भागवत को भक्ति से देखो, रामायण को भक्ति से देखो. सो भक्ति. राजीवलोचनम रामचंद्रम शंकरार्जित जनक चापदलनम, शंकरार्जित जनक चापदलनम लंका विशेषणम लालित विभीषणम वेंकटेशम साधु विबुध विनुतम देवदेवम दिव्य प्रभावम. So today we'll talk about this divya prabhavam. So who is Ahalya? The name itself says Ahalya iti Ahalya. Ahalya means vairupyam. Vairupyam means not good looking, but Ahalya is so good looking. Double negative becomes positive. Ahalya iti vairupya, na Ahalya iti Ahalya. So Ahalya is such a beautiful lady. She is the daughter of Brahma. So this story starts. There is so much connection between Ahalya and Ramayana. Even though it is like a side story, first and foremost the story is being told to tell Rama is a Athimanusha. So because we have to follow the footsteps of this great man. There lived a great English poet. So many people have taken things from Ramayana and Mahabharata. There lived a great English poet called Henry Longfellow. He quotes, lives of great men all remind us of something. We can make our lives sublime. So if you follow the footsteps of great men, our lives will be beautiful. Ahalya's story is built on the footstep of Lord Rama. And when they depart, they leave behind us footprints, ordinary footprints. These are not ordinary footprints. These are footprints on life they lived, which will be a life lesson for us. Footprints on the sands of time. Same thing Rama did. So we'll talk about Ahalya's story using 5 great men. Pratham में वाल्मीकि का ग्रंथ 2 सर्गों में आता है, 48 and 49. But Valmiki did not labor much. It's just pass-by story. Then came बंगाली में कीर्तिबास ओझा. उसका ग्रंथ में थोड़ा थोड़ा अलग अलग है, भिन्न भिन्न विषय है. वो कीर्तिबास, no, he was 14th century. Then Kamban. After Valmiki, the first regional way of representation of Ramayana Tamil में रचना हुआ Kamba, 10th and 11th century. Then came Krittibas Ojha नाम के बंगाल में कवि था, ब्राह्मण कवि. He wrote Ramayana in Bengal. Ahalya's story is very important. Then right from Ramayana Valmiki days until 200 years before, Giridhardas lived somewhere around 1750 to 1850. गुजरात में, वडोदरा में. यही गुजरात में श्रेष्ठ रामायण का ग्रंथ है. So we'll talk about how Ahalya is influenced all. There are not many episodes where there are difference among authors. Valmiki just wrote it as a pass-by, but just to portray Rama is a Divya, Deivam. Then came Kamba. Then came Krittibas Ojha. Then came Thulsidas, Goswami Thakur. Then came Giridhardas. About 1830 to 1850 उन्होंने भक्ति भाव से रामायण का रचन किया गुजराती में. This is my first attempt to recite Gujarati, although I can understand Gujarati read, but मेरा तो इतना शुद्ध नहीं वाणी गुजरात में. But मैं तो रामचंद्र डोंगरे जी महाराज की पाद कमल को अविलंबन करके ये प्रयत्न करूंगा. प्रथम, so this is what it is. So it is भक्ति. रामचरितमानस में अहल्या का स्टोरी स्मॉल है, बट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट में इन्होंने रखा भक्ति भाव. केवट का कथा रामचंद्र मानस में ही आता है. केवट प्रभु तुम्हारा मर्म मैं जानू. देयर ही सेज यू मेड द स्टोन टू बी इनटू अहल्या, ऋषि पत्नी किया. सो दैट भक्ति भाव से गिरिधरदास ने ये ग्रंथ रचन किया. सो वेयर डज इट स्टार्ट? सो अहल्या इज अ ब्यूटिफुल लेडी, daughter of Brahma. So he created this Ahalya just because he did it as a pastime. So Brahma कहता है, I wanted to create the world uniform. There is no discrimination between people. So ऐसा ही परम पुरुष पितामह ब्रह्मा ने वर्ल्ड को सृष्टि किया. Then he created one Sundar Nari Ahalya. This is Valmiki's Vani. So he created Ahalya. Then if you have a daughter, the duty of a father is to find a superior Vara Prekshana. So he said, I am going to keep a bet. Whoever is going to circumambulate this world very quickly, I am going to give that person my daughter Ahalya. Then as usual, Indra, Gamandata, Indra had that ego. So who else is there in this world other than me to rotate this world so quickly? He decided that Ahalya is going to be my wife. But then Narad came as usual, O Triloka Sanchari. He came and he saw in the Bulok mein ek Brahma Rishi tha, uska naam Gautama hai. So he goes to Gautama, hey, isi Brahma Pitamaha ne srishti kiya, wo Sundar Nari hai, you should be the dutiful husband for her. Then he said, what should I do? But Brahma ne ek bet rakha. He said, whoever is going to rotate this world very quickly and comes first. It's like Skanda ka charitra mein aata hai na, this mango phal ko लेने में भी तो ये संसार को सर्कुलेट करने का, वो गणेश जी ने उसको उठा करके, वो तो वो कथा है, राइट? But same thing Brahma said, but Brahma also knows, he knows that he wants to give this to a Brahma Rishi. So Narada comes and Gautama, he says Gautama. Then Gautama asks Narada, like Valmiki asked Narada, hey Brahman, what should I do? Don't you know a thing? If you have a Ubhaya Gaumukhi, beautiful. So go, in Gomata, 7 logs, there are 7 worlds in a cow, and 33 crore devatas are residing in a cow. But in the same cow, if you have 14 log and 66,000 crore devata, then it is as good as circulating the entire universe. Then in the ashrama of Gautama, a Gomata was giving birth to a calf. So on one side you have the head of Ubhaya means 2, Gaumukhi means 2 cow heads. So in one side you have a cow with its head. When the cow was giving birth to a baby, there's another head. So Ubhaya Gaumukhi. So immediately this Gautama Rishi ne wo Ubhaya Gaumukhi. This is very, very important pious. When you see a cow giving birth to a baby, it's a moksha paladayini. So he just circulates the Gomata, which is about to give birth to a baby. Just head was sticking out. Then this is as good as he has circulated the entire world. So 14 worlds, he has circulated the 14 worlds, and all 66,000 crore devatas became very happy, and then they say, whatever you want, you get it. Then Narada runs to his father Brahma and he says, hey Brahma, now I have found a suitable bridegroom for our sister. Who is he? He is a Gautama Rishi. So Brahma wedded this Ahalya to Gautama, and they were started doing penance and everything. So this is what Ahalya's story. Then Indra had the vengeance. I will sometime or other make sure this Gautama gets bad name as well as Ahalya also. So this is the backside of the story. So this is what happens. Then this Gautama was doing penance in this ashrama outskirts of Mithila, Videha Rajya. Why Videha means the jnana between Deh and Atma are separate is known as Videha. Deha, Atma, Bheda Jnana hiti Videha. So this was there in the Mithila Rajya. Janaka is known as Videha Raja because he understood, he is a karma jnani. He understood that Atma is different, Sharira is different. So in that city, in that Raj, everybody understood that Atma is different, Dehi is different. So we are only Atma is eternal, whereas Deha is not eternal. So the Gautama started doing penance. But then this guy, this Indra, once he came. So this Indra had this in his mind. So this went on several thousand years. Then Indra comes in the disguise of Gautama Muni. There again 2 important things. If you do vidhi ka ullangan karne to shaap hi hota hai, apyavai hota hai. Pehle sarg mein we have seen the Diti ने एक विधि का उल्लंघन किया. क्या? वो तपस करने समय तो दोपहर में सोना नहीं चाहिए. So she slept. Same thing Gautama Muni does one wrong deed. So many life का lesson. पहला life का lesson, error is human, forgiveness is divine. ये तो रखिए, ये back side में रखिए. So then what happened? This Indra came. So one has to get up in Brahme Muhurte Uttaya, Bhagavat ka story. Brahme Muhurte Uttaya, you should only get up in Brahma Muhurta. It's not that Brahma Muhurta is 4 to 6 a.m. in the morning. So it's not that I'm going to be very brisk and don't get up at 3 o'clock. But this Indra came about 3 o'clock like Kukkuta, like a hen, and started making the noise, Kukkuta noise, at 3 o'clock. Brahma Muhurta se pehle unhone shabd kiya. But Gautama Muni, who is a Brahma Muni, he should have known, because they can understand all the days and times, but he just, because of ego, okay, something is coming. That day, Tamasa Guna or Raja Guna kicked into Gautama Muni. So he listened to this Indra who made the sound of Kukkuta about 3 o'clock. So prior to Brahma Muhurta, he goes to Ganga and does Snana. So he had done Vidhi Ullanghana. Uska phal to immediately uska aa gaya. Kya aa gaya? So he then realized, oh, I have done something wrong. Then he started coming. In the meantime, Ahalya story happens. Right? Then we will see in it. So how does it begin? So this is the place. So Ram, Lakshmana, or Viswamitra, they are all walking along the Ganges after they passed the Vishala Nagara. In the outskirts of Mithila, it used to be a flourishing ashrama, but there was nobody there. So Rama asked, hey Muni, what is happening? So this is the story Vishwamitra is going to tell. Janakapura Java Karane Chalya Sundar Shyam, Mera Gujarati. Munivar Sake Chalata Mathe Navaveta Rama. See, this is bhakti. What is the purpose of this Giridhardas to sell that Rama did not use chariot? Ye bhakti bhav. So Rama is a Raja. The Muni walks. So no other Ramayana says this. Janakapura Java Karane Chalya Sundar Shyam.
What kand is this in?
Huh?
Which kand?
There is no kand there. It is only sarga. Giridhardas ka sarga. Adhyay 20 mein aayega. 20-21. Janakapura Java Karane Chalya Sundar Shyam. Munivar Sakhe Chalata Mathe Ratanava Beta Ram. Muni Sangate Chaliya Ram Lakshmana Bebrata. Bebrata, two brothers. Asrama ave Muni Tanat Yahan Raheta Sakerat. All these are different from Valmiki Ramayana. So these people walked, they didn't use the Ratha, they came to some ashrama for some munis. So then they say, Tya Ahalya Shalya Tai Padi Gautama Shrishini Nar. This is very important. There is no mention of Ahalya as a rock, as a pashanam. Only in other kathas, Ahalya is mentioned as a rock. I'll tell you why. This is for Bhakti Bhav. Valmiki ne nahi kiya. Tyare pada raja udhira mani pavana taki nivaran pada raja. The dhuli. This is also not in Valmiki. Valmiki ne nahi kiya. But what is the beauty? This is how I started reading Gujarati. The beauty is, nobody until 200 years back, this is Bhakti Bhav, nobody has said, why did all Kavis from Kamba, then Thulsidas, Goswami ne Pad Dhul ka itna prabhav kiya? Valmiki mein nahi. But all use the word, it is because of Pada Dhuli of Ram, Ahalya became Pavitra. What is the reason? Only Giridhardas ne kiya. So Gujarat mein you pat on it. Koi kahe che Rame charano sparsha kariyo sakshat. Everybody says it is only because of Ram charana. He says this. Ye to jhutu janajo. This is what I picked this Giridhardas. I was doing research. What did anybody in Vyakhyan mein, even Kalidas kya Vyakhyan, Mallinath, did they say why this rajas was there? Giridhardas ne diya. Ye to jhutun janajo ghate nahi ye baat. People understand Ram is a dharmadari. Dharamadhori dhar Ramache go Brahman pratipal Kshatri dharma shubha achare yeva dheena dayalu. This is because Rama is a dharma palana, he is a kshatriya. He will dare not to touch a woman with his feet. No kavi has rachan kiya. So we don't know where pearls are. There is a saying. There's so many grantha on Ramayana. Adikavya say Valmiki, Krittibas, Kamban, Giridhardas and Giridhardas. Then Kalidas ne और बोझ ने दोनों किया चंपू रामायण ने और कालिदास ने रघुवंश किया और भवभूति ने उत्तर रामचरित्रम भारवी ने अनर्गराघवम. So all these people have done this. So you have so many books on Ramayana, but it is said that there are so many books on Ramayana that are lost than those so many books that are available. This is very true. Just 200 years before, 1830 to 1850, he writes this. This is because Rama is a Kshatriya. More than that, he is a, what is the exact word? Dharamadhori dhar Ramache. He will not do what Shastra nind karta hai. Sri ko itna unnati dena hai. So how could you expect that Ram's feet would have touched Ahalya? Nobody has done that before. Kshatri dharma shubha achare yeva dheena dayal anya kshatri evu navakare ato dharma avata. See, even ordinary king, even ordinary kshatriya who is going to rule according to Shastra would dare to touch a woman with his feet. This Ram is dharma avatar. अन्य क्षत्रिय एवं नवकरे आतो धर्म अवतार चरण स्पर्शते क्यम करे ब्रह्मणी ने निराधार. It is there in Gujarati. So where is that? So anyway, so this is Ahalya. So Pad Dhuli. So we'll see about 5. So what happens? Imau Kumarau Badram Te Devatulya Parakramau Gajasimha Gati Virau Shardula Vrishabhopamau Padmapatra Visalakshau Katgaturni Danurdharau Asvina Vivarupena Samupastita Yavvanau Yadruschayaiva Gam Praptau Devaloka Iva amarau khatam padyamiha praptau kimartam kasyava munest. It starts. Then, after that, so we have now understood why Ahalya is. Ahalya is the daughter of Brahma, such a beautiful lady. Indra had that urge to marry her. And Rama came. Who is important? Rama Satya. Is Rama important? Of course, but he is not the most important. राम से उसका नाम पावन है, उसका नाम से उसका चरण पवित्र है, उसका चरण से उसका पादुका पवित्र है. बट गिरिधरदास बोलते हैं चरण के पादुका से उसका पाद धूलि परम पवित्र है. So that is, so what does it mean परम धूलि? This is where कृतिभास का रामायण को स्मरण करना है, वही करता है. So it is not only भगवान, not only Bhagavat, it is Bhagavat ka Bhagavat hi Parama Pavana hai. That is the reason Shatrugna was born. Like Ram ka Dhuli Parama Pavana hai, Bhakt ko Bhakt, Bhakt ko Bhakt, Bhakt ko Sat Piri. वही भक्त परम पावन. इसको लोग को दिखाने के लिए शत्रुघ्न का अवतार हुआ. वो कृतिबास ने कहता है, कोई भी नहीं कहता. कृतिबास रामायण आईने बताया हाउ गिरिधरदास डिफर्स. Giridhardas differs in this, saying it is because the dhuli, because it is for dharma paripalanam, Rama was finding a method to make Ahalya purified by just spreading the dhuli, his pad dhuli. That too he did not do voluntarily. Kamban says, we'll talk about all this. Kamban says that the dhuli did not even touch. He went one step further. The minute the dhuli starts spreading, the dust starts spreading in the air, and it was going in the direction Minnanala Nindral. She just stood up. This Shila, this stone stood up like a lightning. Minnal. Minnal means wo vidyut. Vidyut jaisa ud gayi. Minnanala Nindral. Kambaka Vatya, Madhuravani, itna Vani. So what it happens, so this is what happens. So they starts going. Tataf parama satkaram sumate prapya ragavau ushya tatra nishamekam jagmatuhu mitilam tataha saukyadayakaha. So a next chapter starts, tataha. After this, Sumati Raja greets them. Beautiful phrase. There are only few places in Ramayana where the same sloka repeats. This is there. When Sumati says, Imau Kumarau Badram Te Devatulya Parakramau, it is in the 48th Sarga. Somewhere about 51 and 52, the same repeat will come from Sadananda. Sadananda, when he sees Rama and Lakshmana, uses the same phrase. Same thing Maricha says, Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha. That is in Aranyakanda. Same thing Vibhishana will say in Yuddhakanda. Ramo Vigrahavan Dharma. That means the gravity of the phrase Mangalavachakaha. So Imau Kumaru Badramte. Same phrase will come in Sadananda. So Tataf Parama Satkaram Sumate Prapya. After getting all the gifts, Atithi Satkaram from Sumati, they stayed one more day. So 2 nights they stayed. Original plan was to only stay 1 night. That whole 1 night, what did Vishwamitra say? Vishwamitra talked about Ganga's story. Okay, the prior night. Then he was supposed to leave for Mithila the next day, but Sumati came and he asked them to stay 1 more night. So that also Valmiki documents. Nisham ekam jagmuhu mithilam tataha. They then went. Mithila upavane tatra ashramam drishyaragava puranam nirjanam ramyam papracha munipungavam. It is nirjanam. It looks like ashrama, but there is no havan. There is nothing going on. Nirjanam. Kim? Idam ashrama shankasam kim vidam munivarjitam. Why it is devoid of all the saints and Rishipatni? Srotu michami bhagavan kasyayam purvam ashrama. There is a difference. Valmiki recites the story of Ahalya, and then when Rama and Lakshmana walks through the ashrama, there is no stone, there is no dholi, there is no pada darshan, just mere walking alone. Ahalya, who is adrishya, becomes drishya. That's all Valmiki. It's not that dramatic. Because Valmiki's purpose was to show Rama, even though I tried to tell him as a Manushya, he is not Manushya. Atimanusa Sheela Vritta Veshaihi Ativritta Amara Vikrama Pradapaihi Atilangita Akila Loka Samyam Varaye Vaishnava Vaibhava Avataram. रामानुज का शिष्य संस्कृत में इतना चातुर था, उसका नाम कुरताड़वान, उन्होंने रचना किया. अति मानुषशील वृत्त वेशैहि अति वृत्त अमर विक्रम प्रदापैहि. There are only 2 avatars which people labored to portray as human. Ati manushashila vritta veshaihi. But they all failed. One is Rama avatar, another one is Krishna avatar. So people labored hard to portray Rama as Manushya, but they failed because Ati Manusa Sheela Vritta Vesha Ati Vritta Amara Vikrama Pradapaihi Ati Langita. There is no one equal to them. Ati Langita Akila Loka Samyam. Look at this alliteration. Ati Lankita Akila Loka Samyam Varaye, because he is Vishnu. I pray my obeisance to Vishnu, Vaishnava Varaye. Kyonki even in Vibhava, even in Avatara, it became Vaibhavam, which Annamacharya sings. I have already sung that. See, he says this is Vaibhavam. Ram to Avatar to aisa jaisi nahi hai, ye to Vaibhava hai. Varaye Vaishnava Vaibhava Avataram. So, Antate katayishyami shrudu tatvena raghava yasyai tadashrama padam shaptam kopan mahatmanaha. He starts. I'm going to tell you kopan shaptam. He gave this story you have to understand. It's implied. So this Ahalya did some mischief for sabhyata, sabha sabhyata ke liye. I'm not going to use the exact phrases used in Valmiki and also Indra and Ahalya did some mischief. So this Muni got kopa. then Muni, because he went about 3 o'clock, then he was trying to do Argya, then he realized, Gayatri says, I'm not going to take your Argya because it is too early. When you have to do Argya before sunrise, but you have to do Upasthana when the sun comes. So if you do Argya now, I'm going to come only next 2 hours. It's Vidhi Nishad. So I'm not going to take your Gayatri mantra. So Gautama Muni started coming back. Then, according to Giridhardas, he cried, he yelled, Ahalya, Ahalya, which is not there in other thing. But until then, according to Giridhardas, our Krittibas Ramayana, very nuanced. We have to understand. See, because Krittibas, Thulsidas, Giridhardas, they are all for Bhakti Bhava. Their purpose is only to propagate Bhakti. So they don't want any blemish about historical, about Mahapurusha. So Ahalya is a Mahapativrata. So Krittibas और गिरिधरदास ने लेबर किया, इतना प्रयत्न किया, तो एक ब्लमिश तो अहल्या पर नहीं चले. So what it's until then Giridhardas told, if you read the Grantha, you will understand. He said, Ahalya did not know that it was Indra. Krittibas maintains it, whereas Giridhardas changes. Because Giridhardas infuses this phase. When Gautama Muni returns back, it's a very interesting story, let's pay attention. When Gautama Muni returns back from Ganga, he cried Ahalya's name. So Ahalya then understood. Until then she was about to get the Alinganam of Indra, who is in the form of Gautama. But in Giridhardas he says, when the Gautama Muni cried Ahalya, she realized, and then she goes to the Muni and then asks for his patience and forgiveness. Whereas Krittibas, that's the only Ramayana in my understanding where we find that he never changes. He maintains that Ahalya is blemishless. Ahalya did not know because she is Apala. That is the thing, because he wants to say that there should not be any blemish on Mata Ahalya. So he says that Ahalya did not know at all through the entire story that Indra came as Gautama. Whereas Valmiki makes it purposely that Ahalya knew very well that it is Indra, Sahasraksha. But then her Ahankara kicked in, her Rajoguna kicked in. We'll finish with a beautiful poem of Kalidasa. That Rajoguna kicked in, and even though knowing that this is not Gautama, knowing that this is Indra, she started doing that action with Indra. That is Valmiki Ramayana. So Valmiki Ramayana से गिरिधरदास और कीर्तिबास रामायण का इतना डिफरेंस है. So गिरिधरदास रचन में तो ये क्राई करता है अहल्या. Then she realizes and then comes to get the forgiveness of the Muni. Right? So there are two differences in Giridhardas. So, but Giridhardas is the only one who says that it is the Dhuli because to maintain the Dharma. So, Gautamasya narasreshtam purvam asin mahatmana asramo divya sankashaha surarairapi supujitaha. So, they were all doing like this, but it is because of the vidhi, prarabdha. This happened. That is what Valmiki says, it is prarabdha. Tasyantaram vidhitvatu sahasrakshaha Shachipatihi. Giridhardas also says why Indra gets the name Sahasraksha. Valmiki never mentions. We'll recite this. According to Valmiki, we'll go through this. Tasyantaram viditvatu sahasrakshaha Shachipatihi munivesha dharo bhutva ahalyam idam abravit. He says, he munivesham bhutva. I'm going through Valmiki Kavya because that is Adi Kavya, but then I will finish in next 30 minutes the differences here. So, Rudhukalam pratikshante nartinaha susamahite sangamam tvam ichami Valmiki. Sangamam tvam icham, nobody says that. Sangamam tvam ichami, Kamban says, Sangamam tvam ichami tvaya saha samudhyame. Samudhyame, a beautiful lady. Ladies, Samudrika Lakshanam is a narrow hip. Sumadhyame, hey Sumadhyame, a beautiful lady. Sangamam tvam ichami tvaya. Don't keep waiting. Rudhukalam pratikshante. Don't even waste a minute. Rutukalam pratikshante. There is no purpose. Na arthinaha. Rutukalam pratikshante. Right? Valmiki says, this lady knew that because of her ahankara, her rajoguna kicked in. Well, look at this Sahasraksha. Why Valmiki uses the word Sahasraksha? He does not mention this because Sahasraksha here means the guy who can see the entire world with things happening, because he is who is Indra? Indra is the Lokapal. He is the police of the world, police of the universe. So he needs to see what all going on, like the cities, the camp recorder. So likewise, that is the purpose Valmiki has used. Tasyantaram viditva tu Sahasraksha. Who is this Sahasraksha? Shachipati. Because Valmiki makes a point that we should not confuse this with Adi Purusha, Vishnu, Sahasraksha, Sahasrapati. So he says Shachipati Sahasraksha because of his valor. He has this kind of eyes. Right? Rutukalam pratikshante na arthinaha susamahite sangamam tvam ichchami. Nobody mentions this point blank. Then munivesham sahasraksham. This is the thing. Valmiki makes it point. Then she realizes, because she was a Rishi Patni, she knew. Skanda Purana mein aisa hi aata hai. Padma Purana mein Ahalya ka story aata hai. Munivesham sahasraksham vijnaya. She knew. Not only Ahalya knew, she knew very well that Indra has come in Munivesham. Skanda mein aata hai. Skanda Purana mein iska vivaran hai. Skanda Purana Valmiki ke baad aata hai. Skanda Purana mein she knew. How did she knew? Vyasaji bolte hai, when Indra did this Alinganam, his body was having that much deva fragrance. Itna madur fragrance. So skanda mein aata hai. So then she realized because when Indra was trying to embrace Ahalya, this much good smell was coming, because that was Devaloka Parijata smell, right? But even then she did not repent. She did not go away. So the same thing Valmiki says very well knew. Munivesham sahasraksham vijnaya ragunanda matim chakara dhurmeda. She just lost her sense. Matim chakara dhurmeda. Beautiful. Matim chakara dhurmeda devaraja kutuhalat. She just wanted to please this Indra, human, Aphala. So this is the catchword Krittibas brings in Bengali Ramayana. So Valmiki says that her mind was lost because she is Aphala. She is like us. She is like we are here to sin. We are here to sin. Sure, this lady knew, but she wanted to please Devaraja because she wanted to take pride that look, that Devaraja came from heaven for just an alingana. Matim chakara dhurmeda Devaraja kutuhalati atabraviti surasreshtam kritartena antaratmana kritartasmi surasreshta gacha shigramiti prabho. Then also look at it. Oh God, my husband will come, so gacha shigram. See, go quickly. Gifts keeps on giving. I did say, Valmiki says, Kritartamasmi. She says, I am grateful to you. Do you say Kritagya? Ramayan begins, Jyutiman Kritagyaha. Rama is a Kritagyaha who never forgets good deed. But this lady says, I am not going to forget the thing you gave me, the pleasure you give me. Kritartasmi surasreshta gacha shigra miti prabho atmanam mamcha devesha sarvasha. But you know, I am being protected by Gautama, but I am happy. Whatever we got, so you run. Okay? Then Gautama comes. Gautama comes and sees Indra in his form, Gautama form. Whereas in Skanda Purana mein, if you get this, once Ahalya said Gautama is going to come back, Skanda Purana mein ye to bhilli ka roop le gaya. Indra ne bhilli ka swarup liya. Kamban also says in Tamil, he took the form of bhilli, Pune. He took the form of Marjaram. That is not there in Valmiki. Right? That is not there in Krittibas, that's not there in Giridhardas, that's not there in Thulsidas Ramayan. So, mama rupam samastaya kritavanasi dhurmate akartavyam idam yasmat vipalasvam bhavishyasi. You will lose your potency. Right? Valmiki says you will lose your potency. Once you lose your potency, that particular part, masculine part, fell down, according to Valmiki. Then all devatas pray. Then all devatas pray. Some versions say they pray to Gautama, and some versions say they pray to Vishnu. Valmiki ne Uttarakhand mein kaha that he prayed to Vishnu, and some Bengali and Assami version says they prayed to Durga. And then Valmiki purposely says that all the devatas with Agni, keeping Agni and Marut as Pradhana Purusha, they prayed to their forefathers. That is very important. Valmiki Ramayana and Kalidas का Champu Ramayana में ये दे पूर्वजों को प्रार्थना करता है. Then they say you take a sheep, male sheep. They bring a male sheep, beautiful katha. So they bring a male sheep and they cut his part, masculine part, and then they attach it to Indra. So Vrushanam, Mesha Vrushanam. Vrushanam means masculine part, Meshasya Vrushanam. So Indra became Nirvrushanam. Indra lost his potency, but when they prayed to all the devatas, prayed Valmiki, I am going through Valmiki Vakya, they take this Mesha Vrushanam and then Indra gets its potency. That's all is there. There is no mention about the Rishi giving Shapa to have the negative parts. You can understand what it is. The first, and other stories, Giridhardas goes labor. The elaborate form of Ahalya Katha is only in Gujarati Ramayana. Thulsidas to itna chota hai. But beautiful Chaupai, if time permits, will recite. But Giridhardas goes to such a labor about talking about Ahalya's story. So he mentions that first the Rishi gave the Shapa, whereas Valmiki mein nahi hai. Valmiki says, you will do Vipalasvam. The fruit what you wanted, you will never get. That means he wanted Sangama of a Sri. So Indra will never get the Sangama. That's all Valmiki says. Okay, but Valmiki's purpose was to show Rama did a Devata act. That's all. Whereas Giridhardas and Kamban, they go labor in detail. Thulsidas never does this. Says, first the Rishi got so angry and she said, your entire body will have the mark of a negative. Then he prays. Then Brahmaji or all devatas come and they pray to Gautama, and then Gautama says, okay, I am going to give you some milder sharp, that all the negative part will be changed into ice. Sahasraksha. Giridhardas kahta hai, Kambuji kahta hai. So then you become known as Sahasraksha. Then this lady asks, what is the Shapa Parihara for me? I am to Aphala. That is where Giridhardas brings. Until then, Giridhardas says, she did not. Gautama Muni says, look, lady, you knew the minute I called you. She says, I am Aphala. I don't know. It is not my papa. I didn't know. But then Gautama says, according to Giridhardas, I came and cried your name, standing outside the hermitage. Then you knew that there is some voice coming as a Gautama from outside, but you are having Sangama with this person. Then you should have realized your papa. You did not. That is why you will become like a stone. Because you could not you were stun-bound and stood like a stone looking at that Indra, so you become a stone. Shila Rupa Dhar Karo. Giridhardas says that. Kamban also. Kal and an Indral. Kal means stone. Pashanam in Sanskrit. So she says, this kal, this stone thing never comes in Valmiki. Valmiki says she became Adrishya. The rishis gave Shapa to become Adrishya. Tata Shaptva cha vai shakram bharyamapi Shaptava. Now I am giving you the phrase on Valmiki. Iha varsha sahasrani bahuni nivashasyasi vayu bhaksha nirahara tapyayanti bhasmashayini. You just disappear. You will not be seen anybody. You will be roaming on this bhasmashayini. You will be sleeping. You will be wandering on this bhatma. Vayu bhaksha. You will only inhale air. No other food. Adrishya. That's all. The Prathama Katha says Ahalya disappeared. Adrishya sarva bhutanam. You will not be seen by others. Adrushya sarva bhutanam. But the Shapa Vimoshana, according to Valmiki, is when Lakshmana and Rama, particularly Rama, walks through the Gautama ashrama, he sees Ahalya, who was until then Adrushya. That's all Shapa Vimochana. There is no Padas Prashna, there is no Dhulis Prashna, nothing. So, Adrishya Sarva Bhutanam Asramesmin Nivasasyasi. Then you have to go to Skanda Purana. Skanda Purana accounts for the number of years Ahalya was doing like this. 60,000 years. Whereas Valmiki says, Bahuni Sahasrani, many thousand years. What did she do? She rejoiced in hope. See, Ahalya ka vrittant Paschima mata mein isna uska taak hai. Asar pad gaya. So Romans, letter to the Romans, if you read it you will know. So he uses this phrase, rejoice in hope. Ahalya no hope karti thi, Ram aayega, Ram aayega, Ram aayega. Then what did she say? She kept on penance, patience in tribulation, then constant in prayer. You see, Ahalya ka vrittanta itna asar padti hai. Rejoice in hope, patience in tribulation, aur constant in prayer. वो प्रार्थना करती है. There is no other mention but for Thulsidas, because these are all bhakti kavi. Only Thulsidas says she stood up and then she started praying. Itna sarota. We will see. Apalosmi kritastena krodat sa cha nirakrita shapa mokshena mahata. What do I do? Once Ravikula Tilak mein Ram aayega, then once he sees you, you will be seen, and then you will become pious lady. Tata gaccha mahateja asramam punyakarmanaha tara yainam mahabhaga ahalyam devarupnim tada gaccha. When he comes, you will become mahakalyani. Dadarshacha mahabhagam tapasa dhyotita prabham lokairapi samagamya durniriksham suraihi. Then she came. Valmiki says, when Rama, Lakshmana walked through, this is all is there in Ahalya Shapa Vimochana. He walked through, she came, Utpanna, Kaise, like fire which is covered by smoke, covered by ash. Dhume nabi paritangi deeptam agni shikamiva. He gives three analogies. Like fire covered by smoke, dhum, smoke, ash. Dhume nabi paritangi deeptamagni shikamiva. Tusha avritam sabram. Tusha means fog, cloud. Tusham avritam sabram. Sabram means cloud. Like the cloud in the morning. Purna chandra prabhamiva. Like the moon covered by smog and smoke. First thing is, she was until then like a smoke covered by ash. Second, she was until then Chandra covered by cloud. Until then, Madhye Ambhaso Duradarsham Deeptam Surya. In a dark clouds covering Surya. Madhye Ambasi means cloud. Madhye Ambaso Duradarsham Deeptam Surya Prabhamiva. So Valmiki finishes. So then they started going. There is no mention about snow. There is no mention about Padasparsha. There is no mention about Dhuli. Whereas Puran mein, Skanda Puran mein, Padma Puran mein, isko to aata hai. Then Tataha Praguttaram Gatva. Then he says, Rama, ye Pativrata, ye Mata, you just pray, Lord, and keep living for the benefit. You and Gautama Muni do all the austerities and keep living. And then they started going towards northwest. So this is Ahalyaka's story. So this story has been interpreted, see, since Valmiki until now, 200 years back, in the entire time, the space of time, 200 years is nothing. Until now, people have interpreted in different way. Magi nava nava kevatu ana kahayi tumhara marma mujana sitna surata. Beautiful. Ramcharitmanas mein aata hai. Magi nav na kevatu ana kahayi tumhara marma mujana. So why would Ramcharitmanas mein, in Aranyakand mein, there is no person in Valmiki Ramayana, no person in Kamba Ramayana, nothing in Giridhardas, nothing in Krittibas. There is no servant to Guha called Kevatu. बट रामचरितमानस तो भक्ति ग्रंथ है। ये भक्ति के आधार पे श्रद्धा को उत्पादन करने के लिए रामचरितमानस ने किया। तुलसीदास क्यों किया? भक्ति भाव को। दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट व्हाइल वी आर रिजॉइसिंग दिस। महात्मा गांधी फर्स्ट एसे इन कल्याण, गीता प्रेस का मैगजीन कल्याण में पहला लेखन था रामचरितमानस से श्रद्धा प्राप्ति। फर्स्ट कल्याण मैगजीन में बाबूजी ने लिखा, he says if you read Ramacharitra is not for telling shastra. He is like Goswami, like हमारे काल में था ना रामचंद्र डोंगरे जी महाराज, भक्ति। So Goswami Thakur का भक्ति ही विशेष है। He says there's nobody, he created this kalpana, but we cannot say kalpana because he is jnani. Probably it would have happened. So Guha had a servant. No Ramayana has this. Guha had a servant called Kevat. So Kevat brings the story of Ahalya, and we'll stop with that. So Rama comes to Guha, and then he asks Guha, I wanted to cross Ganga. Then in all other stories, in Kambarama, in Valmiki, it is only Guha who rows the boat and then takes them to par karne ka, Ganga ji ko par karne ka karta hai. Whereas only in Ramcharitramanas, he brings a great Bhagavata called Kevat. Kevat was a servant to Guha. So Guha says, hey Kevat, you take these people. Then Kevat says, I'm not going to take Rama and Lakshmana. Can you believe? Paramapurusha aata hai. Nannu palimpa natachi vachiti vo na prananayaka. You have come to rescue me. How many people have been waiting? First foremost waiting is Ahalya. Then comes Sharabhanga. Then comes Agastya. Then comes Agastya Bhrata. Valmiki also waits for Ramayana, for Rama's visit in Aranyakanda. Agastya Bhrata, Valmiki. Then Aranyakanda mein Viradaha, Kambaha. Then Shabari. All these people have been waiting for darshan of Rama, but that Kevat says, I'm not going to take you. Charan Kamala Raja Kahu Sabu Kahi. First, I have a condition for you. Go wash your leg. Charana Kamala Raja Kahu Sabu Kahi Manusha Karani Murikachu Ahi. Because that Charana Dhuli is the one which made stone into human being. He makes hasya, the humor. Imagine, you come to this, my duty, my master has asked you to cross you. This is Bhakti Bhav. Only Ramacharita Thulsidas can do that. He says, when I take you, if this dhuli comes and it makes each and every plank in my boat to Manushya, the boat will sink. So I will not be able to cross you. Can you believe? Who is telling to? This Rama is the one, he is the biggest boater. He is going to cross us from this samsara sagar. The person, the Lord Rama, who is crossing us all from Bhavasagar, he is telling that to that person, I'm not going to take you to the other port, because imagine, this is Bhakti Bhav. He says, if your Rajas, if your Dhuli is there and if Dhuli touches each plank, then Thulsidas says, look, it changed the stone. If it can change the stone into human being, my plank is not that strong as that stone. Hey Ram, so it will immediately sparkle every human being and it will tilt my boat. Then I will not be able to take you to there. So I will fail my duty. So this is what he says, and beautiful. So this is, so I will fail in my duty. I will fail in it. Beautiful. This is every, Murari Babu and everybody in North India uses this sarota. Suni ke vatke baina prema laphete atapate. When they saw this, even to me it's romanchit karta hai. Goosebumps. When they listened to this, when Kevat says, I'm not going to take you, first wash your feet. Then he says, don't wash, I will wash myself. The beauty is, he washes in Ganga Mata, then he puts two of his palm. Once you wash, step on this. And then he takes them. That is bhakti. Suni Kevat ke bhaina prema. This Kevat ka prem. Only this is Bhakti Grantha. What did I say? Valmiki never does this. Kamban never does this. Adhyatma Ramayana never does that. Suni kevat ke bhaina prem lapete atapate sarota. This is in the sarota form. It gives you that jump. Right? Suni kevat ke bhaine prem lapete atapate bihase karunayena chitai janiki lakanatane. Everybody uses this. So they got goosebumps, and Rama was talking to Sita. Sita was smiling. Lakan was standing there. They were what? Prema lapete atapate. They were thrilled, enthralled with this prema. So Ahalya ka khat, Kevat says, this lady was always yearning for you. Rejoice in hope. Then constant in prayer. So why this happened? We'll finish with that. Then dukhe sukhe cha rajayeva babu vahet. Beautiful Kalidas says, this is Klesha. Dukhe sukhe cha rajayeva babu vahetu. What was the reason here? Rajas. So Ahalya was enthralled by Rajoguna. So she was imbibed with Rajoguna. So that changed from Ahalya to Adrishya. The Rajoguna came to Ahalya, Dukke Sukhe cha Rajayeva Babuvahit. One phrase, the entire story, Kalidas, nobody can say. He gives the entire story of Ahalya in one. See, Ahalya was caught in Rajoguna, so she was Ahalya. That Rajoguna changed her Ahalya Rupa into Adrishya Rupa. So, Rajoguna was Karana. But Ram Pad Raja ke Karana was Purna Swarupi ban gayi. So, Dukke Rajayeva Karana. Sukhe. How did she regain her Drishya? Swarupa. Because of Ram Raja. Dhuli Raja. Dukke Sukhe cha Rajayeva Babu Vahetu. Kalidas says, Tadrig Vide Mahati Gautama Dharma Patnya. So, Gautama Dharma Patni also, she became so much full of Raja and Tamasa Guna, so that changed her form. But then Rama's Dhuli, Rama's father Raja came, that again brought her back. Jaise, he gives Upama Kalidasasya. Yasmat Udagena Rajasa, like water cleansing the dirt. Yasmat Udagena Rajasa, Vikritim Gata, like dust changes its form in the presence of water. Then Ramacharitra mein hai. Then after she did Atiti Satkar to Rama or Lakshmana to Viswamitra, she goes to pray Ganga Mata. That's the difference. Valmiki and other poets talk about Ganga Avataranam before Ahalya Shapa Vimochana. But because of this Ramacharitra mein, Ahalya Shapa Vimochana ke baad mein Viswamitra ne Ganga ka story bataya. Because Yasmat Udage Narajasa Vigritim Gata Sa Ramasya Pada Rajasa Prakritim Prapede. Ramasya Pada Rajasa. Ramasya Pada Dhuli ke Karane she regained her. So what has happened? So this is Prabhava. This is Rama's Prabhava. Jagadananda Karaka Jaya Janaki Ramana Jagadananda Karanaka. Tyagaraja says, he is the Karana for the world. But look what he did. Pada Muni Shapa Vijita. Pada Muni Shapa Vijita Karana. Pada Muni Shapa Vijita. The Pada of Rama was responsible to cleanse Ahalya. Muni Shapa. Pada Mauni. Pada Vijita Mauni Shapa. So, everybody sings this. And Rama showed his valor by killing Tataka. But that is because Vishwamitra gave Bala, Atibala and other Astra Sastra. Whereas on his own, Rama cleansed Ahalya. So Kamban says this beautiful. Ivvannam niganda vannam ini inda ulagukkellam. Beautiful poem in Tamil. Nothing compares to this. Ivvannam niganda vannam ini inda ulaguk. This story happened. Ivvannam niganda vannam. Look at the alliteration here. Ivvannam niganda vannam ini inda ulagukkellam. What story? Moral story is you repent in full honesty. Then you will be purified. That is the thing. Ivvannam niganda vannam ini inda ulaguk yellam ui vannam mandri matror tuyar vannam. Because Rama has come into the world, உய் வண்ணம் அன்றி மற்றோர் துயர் வண்ணம் உருவது உண்டோ. பியூட்டிஃபுல் phrase. This is a punchline. மை வண்ணத்து அரக்கி போரில், மை வண்ணத்து அரக்கி, she is a dark colored தாட்டகா. மை வண்ணத்து அரக்கி போரில் மழை வண்ணத்து அண்ணலே. Rama is what? He is same dark colored but he is a different shade. மை வண்ணத்து அரக்கி போரில் மழை வண்ணத்து அண்ணலே. உன் கை வண்ணம் அங்கு கண்டேன். I saw your valor when you killed Tataka. உன் கை வண்ணம் அங்கு கண்டேன், உன் கால் வண்ணம் இங்கு கண்டேன். I saw the valor of your feet in Ahalya Papa Vimochanam. கை வண்ணம் அங்கு கண்டேன், கால் வண்ணம் இங்கு கண்டேன். Ahalya Draupadi Sita Taro Mandodharistata पंचकन्या स्मरेन् नित्यं महापातकनाशनं. पवमान सुदुडुपट्टु पादार बिंदमुलकु श्रीराम रूपमुलकु नित्य जय मंगलम. मंगलम कौसलेन्द्राय मगनीय गुणाब्दये चक्रवर्ती तनूजाय सार्वभौमाय मंगलम शुभम.